So I would like to welcome each and every one of you all. I would like to give some. I would like to thank Advocate Rafael, who is our president. We also have one of the senior vice presidents, Bento Lobo. We would like to acknowledge the presence of Annette. She is member of the POB, also the joint secretary. Thank you, Annette, for joining. My entire team of the youth, the Youth Affairs Forum is here. Training and Youth Affairs Forum is here. Norbert, Adrian, Rita. I may have missed someone. I'll add later. Okay. So welcome everyone, and thank you for joining today. My name is Lawrence Fernandez, and I'm the Vice President of the Bombay Catholic Bar. And today's webinar has been hosted by the Training and Youth Forum. Today we are presenting a webinar on the government minority scholarships.
I can't hear.
Government scholarships for minorities, and it will be presented by Rita Almeida. She is member of the Training and Youth Forum. Before we go ahead, just a little bit of housekeeping. I would request you all. It is advisable that you should have a very good internet connection, else you may have blur slides and a bad audio. We also prefer that you may have accessed this webinar to your laptop, and you should have a good set of headphones for better experience. Also, please mute yourself when the presentation is on. If you have any questions, you can type at the chat box at the bottom of the WebEx control panel, or in the WebEx control panel, and we will bring them up at the end of the presentation, or we will also give you an opportunity to unmute and ask at the end of the presentation. Now, without further delay, I would request our president of the Bombay Catholic Sabha, Advocate Rafael, to do us the welcome address.
Thank you, Lawrence. Let me, for a change, begin with Stella, Ganguly, Megan, Krishna, Javina, Jax, Dylan, Chrisel, Brian, Beryl, Belmiro, and Aruldas. And to top it off, Rita, the presenter of today's training. With this, Lawrence Fernandez, the Vice President in charge of Training and Youth Forum. Your team consisting of Adrian, Norbert, Alexio, Ryan, Rita, and Varun. Forgive me if I have missed any, but I don't think I have missed, but in case. Vice President Bento. You people are today the VIPs. Today we have assembled for a very, very important session. It is an in-house session, but at the same time, to reach our objective of assisting people in need of the scholarships that are available both at the state level as also the center level. It is rather difficult when we have a big webinar to train, explain, and disseminate information to all. So the training forum thought it fit, and rightly so, that if this process of taking scholarships available to all of our needy people even the local people at the unit level needs to be trained so that help and assistance is readily available to the applicants intending to apply for various scholarships. That is the purpose of today's meet. And that is the reason, my dear friends, I individually took your names to welcome all of you and you for the time that you have devoted. This exhibits your commitment, how much you are concerned to learn and to thereafter transmit the knowledge of helping people in the various scholarships that are available. I would like to specifically thank Rita for the in-depth study that she has made on the various scholarship available at the state level. And today she will be guiding us, she will be telling every one of us as to as and when an applicant comes to us, how we need to reciprocate, respond, and help that individual to apply. Thank you, Lawrence, for organizing this training the trainers webinar. Although we are just 21 people present, but 21 we can reach to 21,000 slowly, steadily. Yeah. So once again, now from Arul Das to Stella in the order that is going down in the alphabet, let me once again welcome you and wish you a very enriching and educative webinar of training at the local level, the people who are intending to take advantage of the scholarship. With this, once again, welcome. Let us have all our ears open to the resource person, Rita, to be ably assisted by the Training and Youth Forum. Thank you and welcome once again. Over to Lawrence.
Yeah. Thank you, Advocate, for your words of encouragement. You have been a motivation to our forum, and religiously, or you participate in every weekly meeting that we have. Thank you for your support. I now hand over the session to our key speaker, Rita Almeida. The session is yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you, President Advocate Rafael, for your kind, encouraging words. We have been very fortunate to be supported by a team of very active and dedicated Vice President Lawrence Fernandez and dedicated team members Adrian Rosario, Kevin, Alexio, Norbert, David Barun, and Ryan Pinto. Thanks to the POB of the Sabha and the units for promoting the program. Special thanks to parents and my dear friends for being with us this evening. My name is Rita Almeida and I am the chairperson of Bombay Catholic Sabha Mount Carmel Parish Unit and your spokesperson for today's training session. We request all the participants to first view the slideshow and the Q&A session will be taken at the end. Thank you. Is the screen visible? Okay. Okay, now the training is on mission readiness, preparing for government scholarships 2021, conducted by Bombay Catholic Sabha Training and Youth Affairs Forum. Okay, it's a national scholarship Now, the common features of the scholarship scheme: students should have secured 50% in the last annual board class examination. Not more than 2 students can apply from the same family. Must belong to minority community, that is Buddhists, Sikhs, Parsis, Muslims, Christians, and Jain.
Is the screen changing? Is a slide change? Has a slide changed for you?
Yes.
Ask them.
Can everybody view the slide?
We can view it, but it is not changing.
Not changing.
Acha, it's not changing. Okay.
Yes.
Just a minute. Huh?
Rita, a little louder, please.
Little down.
Or speak or this thing. Mic. Right?
Okay.
Show you the first slide on my screen. Shall we get Lawrence to show it from his screen?
Yeah.
Is there a
Yeah, just a minute. Huh?
Lawrence, I suggest you share it from your screen. It's not changing on our screens. Like on his mom's screen was changing, no? But here it's still stuck on my first screen.
It's changing on mine.
Yeah, on yours it's changing. Here it's not coming in. There it's showing.
This quite
It's changing on this side.
You can keep sharing. You keep yours running. You keep yours
Yes,
running.
yes.
Yeah. Great.
it's charging.
Okay. Yeah. Now it's changed.
That's changed?
Now it's changed.
Okay. Okay.
Good. We are on the national scholarship, wala.
Yeah, the first slide. Okay. There's a
National scholarship portal. Then go and press down arrow.
okay.
Go to the next.
Yeah. Then we have 3 kinds of scholarship. One is a pre-matric scholarship, post-matric, merit-cum-means scholarship. Now, the annual income should not exceed more than 1 lakh for pre-matric, for post-matric 2 lakh, and merit-cum-means is 2.5 lakh. Now, in all this, pass percentage is 50%. 50% marks in the previous class. Pre-matric, the last day of submission of the form is 15 November 2021. And institute verification is 15 December 2021. For post-matric and merit-cum-means, the last date is, the submission date is 30th November and verification last date is 15 December 2021. Now, this is the common features of scholarship scheme. Students should have secured 50% in the last annual board class examination.
Next slide.
Not more than 2 students can apply from the same family. They must belong to minority community, that is Buddhists, Sikh, Parsis, Muslims, Christian, Jain. Cannot avail scholarship from more than one source. The applicant should be pursuing studies in India in a government or recognized private university, institute, college, or school. The course being pursued should be minimum 1 year duration.
Okay. Next.
Okay.
Common requirement.
Now, the common requirements are passport size photograph of the applicant, Aadhaar card Xerox and PAN card Xerox, mark sheet of the previous year, fee receipt of the current course, income certificate, domicile certificate, self-declaration of religion certificate, bank passbook Xerox with IFSC code, and the last is institute verification form. Now the instructions related to bank account. This is very important. Bank account must be in the name of the student, applicant only. Students must open an account in a nationalized bank only. Account number must be entered correctly. Students are urged to get their account number and IFSC code verified by their bank branch. Student must check the KYC status from the bank for successful transaction of scholarship amount. Please note, if bank details are found incorrect or not validated by the student's bank, the scholarship will be cancelled. The amount will not be transferred even though the application is approved. The bank account must be operational, active till the scholarship is active. The registered mobile number must not be discontinued since the OTP will be sent on the same number at the time of renewal. Same goes with the email address. Now we have 3-step process to apply for a government scholarship. First, get registered on National Scholarship Portal, that is www.scholarships.government.in. Second, online application is verified by the school or college. Third, amount is transferred directly to the student's bank account on annual basis. Now, step-by-step process to apply for a government scholarship. First, you need
Change the slide. Ask him to change the slide.
to keep your documents ready.
He's not change the slide on him. Tell him to change the slide.
Yeah, Lawrence, can you please change the slide? Okay.
Then next thing.
Now, I just want to give a little information on the income certificate. Now, income certificate, it is Maharashtra income certificate, is an important document which proves the annual income of a person. The Revenue Department of Maharashtra state issues income certificate to persons who are residents of Maharashtra to avail the subsidies from the government. Uses of income certificate. Income certificate is used for various purposes like obtaining admissions in schools, getting a loan for education, and for various government scholarships. Now, eligibility criteria. Any individual who is employed and a resident of Maharashtra is eligible to apply for a Maharashtra income certificate. Next slide. Okay. Documents required for income certificate. The following documents need to be attached at the time of submitting the application form. You have to keep these documents in order: age proof, address proof, photograph, identity proof, proof of income. First is ration card Xerox. If ration card is not available, then affidavit in original. Latest electricity bill Xerox. Aadhaar card Xerox of the applicant, that is working parent. PAN card Xerox of the applicant, that is working parent in case of pre-matric scholarship. Salary slip or salary certificate or Form 16 or last 2 years IT return copy, or if these are not available, then corporators or MLA's letter stating income, and that too in original certificate needs to be submitted. School fee receipt or report card or school ID card or bona fide certificate of the student. Aadhaar card Xerox of all the children, that is the ration card entries, all the ration card entries. 2 witnesses, ration card Xerox and Aadhaar card Xerox. It should be self-attested by them. 1 passport size photograph of applicant that is working parent.
Let him read, say let you read, and then let him read. Go. He's gone forward. Next.
Okay, please note, income certificate application form has to be filled strictly in Marathi. Applicant has to be the income generator of the family. If both the parents are working, then details of the spouse income needs to be mentioned on the form. Declare the total income of the parents. Application form along with all the documents will be checked by the Talati officer at the Talati office. Rupees 50 will be charged against a receipt. Once the income certificate form is checked at Talati office, it has to be submitted personally by the applicant the next day at the Tahsildar office. Rupees 65 will need to be deposited against a receipt. Once verified, no changes can be done by the applicant. After the form is checked and deposited at the counter, the person in charge will click a picture of the applicant through webcam. Income certificate will be posted to the applicant on the postal address mentioned on the electric bill. Income certificate is valid only for 1 year, that is till 31st March. All Xerox copies must be self-attested. Talati office timing is from 2:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. Okay. What is a domicile certificate? In general, a domicile certificate or a residence certificate is issued by a state government to prove that the person having the domicile certificate is a resident of that particular state or union territory as stated in the domicile certificate. A domicile certificate is considered as proof that the student was either born in Maharashtra or the student or his parents have stayed in the state for over 10 years. Domicile certificates are issued by the Tahsildar concerned officer where the applicant is residing. Requirement for domicile certificate. Birth certificate or school leaving certificate of the applicant, that is working parent, if applicant is below 18 years. Ration card Xerox or original affidavit. Aadhaar card Xerox and PAN card Xerox of the applicant, that is working parent. Electricity bill or MTNL bill or water bill or rent receipt or postpaid mobile bill or insurance policy receipt or ITR copy of last 10 years in sequential order. If 10 years not available, then minimum 8 years copies is mandatory. One passport size photograph of applicant, that is working parent, if the applicant is below 18 years. Proof of study is compulsory for a student aged 18 years and above. Last 10 years report card or mark sheet copy needs to be attached with the form. If the mark sheet of any specific year not available, then sports certificate or any extracurricular certificate or school bona fide certificate can be attached. Please note, domicile certificate is processed only at Tahsildar office. The form can be filled in English. Rupees 5 court fee stamp needs to be affixed before depositing the form, that is available outside Tahsildar's office. A sum of rupees 65 will have to be deposited against a receipt and a token will be given. After the entire process and verification, the authorized person will click a picture of the applicant through webcam. Kindly collect the form deposit slip. A student 18 years and above can apply for a domicile certificate. Domicile certificate will be sent by post within 15 working days at the postal address mentioned on the latest electricity bill. All Xerox copies must be self-attested. Tahsildar's office timings are 10:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Forms will be accepted from 2:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. only if a token was taken before 1:30 p.m. Yeah, this is a sample of how the domicile certificate and the income certificate institute verification form. It's visible? Okay. This is the way the institute verification form, but this form you will obtain only after you fill the entire government scholarship details. Yeah, online. Next slide. Religion certificate, self-declaration form of minority community by students. Now this form is available with our unit members. So once the student fills up the entire scholarship form on the website, they can collect this form from any of the unit members and fill this up and self-attest and can self-attest it by themselves. This is a sample how a bona fide certificate looks like. It has 2 copies. Yeah. School bona fide certificate. You'll get a certificate as well as a letter from the school. So this is a sample how it looks like. Okay, now the scholarship amount. Now for pre-matric scholarship from 1st to 5th standard, you get 1,000 per annum. Pre-matric scholarship from 6th to 10th standard, you'll receive 5,000 per annum. Post-matric scholarship from 11th to 12th standard, you'll receive 6,000 per annum. Merit cum mean scholarship for professional and technical courses, you'll receive 25,000 or 30,000 per annum. Next slide. In case if students are good in online documentation, you can log in on this particular website, Aple Sarkar. You need to be very careful when you fill up the documents online. The information entered on this page will be used as base for most certificates that will be issued by the government. Please take your time and patiently fill up all the details. And please take special care to recheck the spellings. Next slide. Okay, these are the contact details. After you complete with the scholarship, filling up the scholarship on the website, you get this toll-free number. You all can just record it. In case of any help, you all can call up the toll-free number. They are available from Monday to Friday except holidays, and timing is 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. They have a help desk also, and they are quick and faster if you send them an email. In case if you require any help from them, they will give you a quick assistance on email. It's better and faster rather than giving them a call on their phone. Okay, thank you. This was pertaining to the income and domicile certificates. Yeah.
So after looking at something that we looked at probably on the first round, for those who've just come in, we can have some time for questions. Mute. Okay. just to move on, Rita is now going to explain how to fill up the forms online. Okay, so now you've got your domicile certificate ready, income certificate ready, and other things in place. She will now explain the process of filling the form on www.scholarships.gov.in. Rita, back to you. Lawrence, if you can load the PDF file now. Flow.
Okay, before we fill the scholarship online, we need to keep certain documents in order. First is the educational documents, that is the mark sheet of last year. Student's bank account number and IFSC code of the bank. Then for pre-matric scholarship schemes, where students do not have their own bank account, parents can provide their own account details. However, parents' account number can only be used against scholarship application for maximum 2 children. Aadhaar card number of the student. If Aadhaar card is not available, then bona fide student certificate from institute, school, and Aadhaar enrollment ID or scanned copy of bank passbook. If institute school is different from domicile state of the applicant, then bona fide student certificate from institute or school. Okay. Now this is the online process. Now the moment you log in www.scholarship.gov.in, you'll get this particular screen online. So first, if it's a new student who's registering for the first time, you have to click on new registration. The moment you click on new registration, then you have to click on the login. So you have to check the year, that is 2021. Actually, this is an old year, but the students will need to apply this year. Yeah, 21-22. Now this is the column where the student need to fill their details very carefully. Like, it's very simple. Once you have everything in order front of your eyes, you can just fill it up accordingly. First is the domicile. Domicile, that is Maharashtra. Then the name of the student, date of birth, the mobile number, bank IFSC code, bank account number, bank name, identification details. Then you get the CAPTCHA, which you have to fill carefully. Then scholarship category, scheme type. You'll get this like on the on the boxes. It's on the boxes itself. So you need to fill it very carefully. Yeah. The next slide.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, this is the same thing. CAPTCHA. All these details will need to be filled carefully. Okay, once the next slide, Lawrence. Yeah. Once you finish filling up these details, then you have to click on student registered. Register. You'll have to click on register. Once you click on register, then you will get one column stating that student registered successfully. the student application ID will be shown on the screen. And once you click on continue, you will receive an OTP coming on your mobile directly. You need to fill in all these details very carefully. Next slide, Lawrence. Yes. So you will be getting an OTP on your phone. So when you check the OTP on your phone, you'll have to refill the application again. So you will have to go to this particular column called, which will also come on your mobile, and the OTP will come on the mobile. So you'll have to fill in the application ID first, and the password, what they are asking you for by default will be your date of birth. You'll have to fill in the date of birth, what you have filled like on the application form, then the captcha, and then you'll have to continue filling it up accordingly. Okay, next. Again, you will receive an OTP stating that you have logged in successfully. Once you get the new OTP, yeah, the next page. Once you get the OTP, you will have to click on the application form, which is shown on the slide, and then you can continue filling the balance, whatever details are pending. In this particular sheet, you will find that you can update your registration detail, you can update your account details, you can check your status, you can print your application, you can change your password. Next slide. Application form is divided in 3 parts. One is registration details, one is academic details, and one is basic details. Next slide. This is the format how you will receive once you fill up the entire form. You need to save it and then continue. Please don't forget to save, because or else you will lose all the data, and once you exit you will not be able to refill the form again. So you have to be very careful at the time when you're filling the entire details. You have to save your document and then continue. Next slide. Now this is the final form, what has to be filled. You'll get this entire screen on your computer when you're filling up your form. There is no need to upload any documents over here. You don't have to upload any documents. You just have to click save as draft and then final submit. But please check all the details are filled correctly before you click on final submit, because once you click on final submit, you will not be able to refill the details once again. So after final submit, you will get the next sheet. Lawrence, next after this. This I need to change. After this, yeah. Now this is to check your status. This is the final thing of the scholarship. Actually, after filling final submit, you will get one particular sheet, that is the application status. Okay, once it's complete, you can just log out. Yeah, yeah. No, there is a one application. Just a minute.
So we're having questions now. So Lawrence, we are ready for any questions. Rita will take questions now.
Yeah. So, Rita has done the presentation, and thank you, Rita, for the presentation. Thank you, Adrian, for assisting her. I now leave the floor open for any questions you may have. So you can please unmute yourself, and you can also state your name and then state your question.
Good evening. This is Stanley Diguna from St. Joseph Parish, Goregaon East. And regarding this domicile certificate, you are asking for 10 years, copies of MDNL, so other certificates. How is it possible to have this 10 years of documents? No one keeps the 10 years documents of telephone bill or electricity bill and all that. Is there any
Yeah.
other shortcut for this?
No, there is no shortcut because see for domicile, 10 years you have to prove no that you are living in Maharashtra for 10 years, last 10 years.
So
It's a
that way,
residence
say
certificate.
suppose the parents, the child's parents are working somewhere, he can prove, he can get the certificate because I have made the certificate with my service certificates. You know, my domicile was done some 15, 20 years ago. That time I was working, so I got the certificate from my employer that I am employed here from so and so year. So that proof, that make the proof. Otherwise, nobody will keep the electricity bill and all for 10 years. Even for 3 months or something, they just destroy it. Otherwise, we have to make an application to these particular people to give me the copies from their official, the records.
Correct. Yeah, but we have this options, no? We have options, and these are the latest requirements asked by the Tashildar.
So Rita,
These
can
are the
you
latest.
tell him what are the other documents, that can also, which are valid documents, which we need to
Yeah,
prove for
I
10
can
years?
explain. See, for the domicile, we have quite a lot of options. What we can, it's not very difficult to get also. Yeah. I'll just let you know one minute. See, first is you either have electricity bill or MTNL bill or water bill or rent receipt or postpaid mobile bill or insurance policy receipt or ITR copy of last 10 years. Minimum 8 years is mandatory. Now, if the child is above 18, she can apply for a domicile, this bona fide certificate from the school. So that is easily available for the student. Yeah, but you need to prove that you are staying in Maharashtra from the last 10 years, no?
Okay. Thank you, Rita.
Some cases, the water bill, you told about the water bill is paid by the society. Because we can show the, then
Yes,
some
yes.
people may have the society receipt, their monthly, this thing, service charges they pay. they show the water charges. So
Yes.
that's the only way we can show the water bills.
Yes, yes, you can
Oh.
show, no? The last 10
Okay.
years water bill you can show.
Okay. Next question, please.
Yeah, someone has asked, could you please explain more on the requirement of documents, please? Okay. Okay. Okay, now I can just brief you all up. Common questions asked. Is the scheme open for all candidates enrolled in Indian University Colleges Institute? It is only for those candidates who have domicile of northeastern states of India are covered under the schemes. These are the commonly asked questions. Is there any annual income ceiling for candidates to be included under the scheme? Yes, it is only for those candidates whose annual income is less than or equal to as per the chart given. They only are covered for these schemes. Is there any need for uploading the domicile certificate with the online application form? No, the domicile certificate issued by the competent authority will not have to be uploaded with the online application form. Like after all these certificates obtained, you will need to give the copies to the school directly or the colleges or the institute directly. You don't have to upload anything.
What about getting the scholarship for MBA? Can I have a cap for all of
Regarding this religion certificate,
Okay.
can we get the religion certificate from the parish documents? Is it sufficient?
That is a school?
No, from the parish, that is a religion certificate.
No.
Which religion you
No
belong
need.
to?
No need.
No
No
need.
need.
Okay.
There is a format with the unit members, no? They will give you the, yeah, you can take the format from the PPT also. It's the same format.
Okay.
The
Thank
moment
you.
you take the PPT, you can just take a print of the religion certificate. It has to be self-attested.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank
this self-help Sylvia, that this is only for Indian colleges and Indian institutes.
Okay,
Foreign ones they're not covering this document.
there is a question from Sylvia. What about getting scholarship for MBA in foreign countries? It is not available for foreign countries. It's for students who are studying in India.
It's the bank.
You'll need to approach the bank for the same.
Do we have any other question?
Rita ma'am, is there nothing for in the minority for the MBA to be done at an international level?
No, not international. This is for
Okay.
national level.
Okay, only national level it is.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
Hello, yeah, my name is Ryan. Yeah, I wanted to ask about this income certificate you have mentioned for the Maharashtra government, how it is to be.
Yeah. Can you speak a little louder, please?
We can't hear you.
Yes, Brian.
Brian, we can't hear you. Please unmute yourself.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yes.
we can hear you. Yes. Continue,
Okay.
please.
Yeah, thank you. This income certificate which we generate on the Maharashtra government side, can the same be used for the national certificate, because there was no procedure for the income certificate for the national scholarship? So,
No, this is for the national scholarship only.
okay,
You
because
can get it from the website as well, but you have to fill the details carefully.
okay, so this Maharashtra government income certificate is sufficient for the national certificate or for national scholarship?
Yes.
Okay.
But it's only valid for 1 year.
And okay, and this application which you do online, can it be modified once you've submitted? Can it be modified subsequently?
No. Once you you click on the final submit button, it cannot be modified. If you
Okay.
click on save and on draft, then you can modify it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Once they reject, it will allow you to select.
Yeah, and once it's rejected, you cannot reapply again. So you have to be very careful.
Okay. And when you say this account has to be in the name of the student, yeah, so it has to be in single name and it can be joined with the parent.
Yes, yes, it is perfectly all right.
Okay.
But and another thing is we need to make sure, like normally we have D'Souza's, D'Cruz, like we put the apostrophe. So
Right.
try and avoid apostrophe, because most of the times, like even in Aadhaar card we mention that the surnames. So we need to avoid all those symbols, because sometimes it doesn't get uploaded and it gets rejected.
Right.
We had 2 or 3 students, like then we had to send an email to the toll free numbers, and we had to get it rectified, and later on we had to change the Aadhaar card and the bank names.
Okay.
Yeah,
I have another. Thank you for that input. It's very valuable.
Yeah.
And there, I have one question. Like, are these scholarships sufficient for the course? Because I saw an amount of 1,000 and 5,000. Are they sufficient for the course?
Yeah. See, it's helping towards a needy. It is like once you start with like supposing, for instance, for the pre-matric, if you begin with 1,000, you just need to renew. After that, you need not pay anything. No, you need to renew the scholarship till 10th. You'll keep receiving 5,000. It is like
Okay.
somewhere we are getting certain amount. No.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And renewal, we don't have to fill again. We don't have to do any documentation, no income, no domicile, nothing. Once it's uploaded, you just have to renew it online. Yeah,
And
so you keep getting the money every year.
okay. Thank you. And where would one get the list of institutes or colleges which are covered under the scholarship? Is it on
That
the
is
same
on
site?
the same site. The moment you click on that particular section, you'll get the list. Only we have to be careful because we have 2 options. One is Mumbai and one is Mumbai Suburban. So we have to click on Mumbai Suburban.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Or even those who stay in South Mumbai have to click on Mumbai
Mumbai
Suburban.
Suburban, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Then you get the list of the schools. Sometimes students are clicking on Mumbai and they find that their schools are not there only on the site.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the moment you complete this, filling up the form, and the scholarship has gone successfully uploaded on the website, you'll have to take a print out and submit it to the school or the college. And the originals need to be shown at the school, where they will upload it from their institute level after that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Thank you
You
so
cannot
much.
just don't remove the printout and keep it with y'all. After
Okay.
taking the print, put the domicile certificate, income certificate, religion certificate, mark sheet, all those documents what I had informed you all about. No?
Yes.
You'll have to staple it together and then go to the school and submit it at the office.
Okay.
Physically. And then after that, the process will be taken forward by the institute. Sometimes the institute themselves don't know that there is a scholarship. So you need to inform them that they have to call the education department and get the scholarship work done from their level.
So we don't have to upload anything on the site. We have to.
No, you don't have to upload, but you have to give it in hard copy to the schools. Most of the students, what they are under the impression, okay, I finished filling up the form on the website, and then they are they keep the documents with them. And then they feel the amount will come directly in their account. It does not happen like that, but they have to go and submit all these documents to the school. The school will upload it from their end, and then the education department at Andheri, they will recheck the entire documents and from their end they will release the amounts.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for that detailed
Yeah.
explanation.
Rita, is it also true that unless the educational institute is registered with the education department, the scholarship application of the applicant will not be considered? Is that
Yes,
true? Yeah.
it is true. It is true because we had applicants. They were from Apostolic Carmel and Stanislaus. We filled up the details. We kept all the documents ready. But when we gave it to the schools to upload it from their end, they felt this was something new to them. After that, I had asked Gladwin sir, like, this is the place where we are stuck. So then he told us that you need to tell them you have to register. They will get an OTP like how we do the process, no? So they will need to register in the education department for it. So after that, we helped even the school and colleges to get their institute verification portal in order. So these schools went to the education department, got their password and everything, and opened their website, and they uploaded the students' scholarship then. Because the scholarship doesn't end only after we fill the forms. The college or school also have to do the needful, and after the school and colleges, then the education department has to accept that. Then that is a final process. Once the education department accepts it, verifies it, then the amount will come in the account of the student.
Okay.
Verified on the state level. But I still have not received. Asked when was it done? This application verified on state level. Yes, the name of the person.
Okay, there is one question from Crystal. My application was verified on state level, but I still didn't receive any amount. What should I do? Did you check your bank account details, whether it was nationalized bank? You need to check that because we had one student, we like uploaded her documents, and she had this bank account of Citizen Bank. Like everything went okay. After that, we didn't receive any amount. When we checked it with the education department, they told us that since we didn't give a nationalized bank account, she didn't receive the amount. So you need to check all these things.
Hello, madam. It is Maharashtra Bank.
Acha, Maharashtra Bank.
Yeah,
Okay.
we have done. Since last year we have done that, but
Okay.
messages we got, but still now amount is not gone in the bank
But you submitted all the documents in school?
because it is online. We couldn't go to the college.
That is a problem. Actually, you have to submit all the documents to the school. Most of the
College,
students
madam.
are,
It is
yeah,
a
school
college.
or college, school or college. You have to complete the process by giving the original documents to the school or college. Because what we are under the impression, once we fill up the online form, we will get the amount coming in the account. It doesn't happen like this.
Okay.
Once we fill up the details, you have to submit these documents to the school. Sometimes the school themselves don't know. They are not aware that there is something called scholarship and students have applied. For that, you need to give all these copies to the school. Then the school will do the needful. They will upload it, and that the school office bearer, no, they take the documents to the education department at Andheri, and then they upload it over there. That's how
But,
the scholarship was successful.
but madam, college only told us to do this work. Don Bosco College.
Don Bosco College, Borivali.
Vidya Vihar.
Vidya Vihar. No, you need to this. You'll have to check their office timing, no? Yeah,
we
you have
asked
to.
We asked through phone. They said everything is done online only, like that. They said.
No, they must have not been aware, no? Because there is a process what needs to be followed. They must be not aware because the similar thing had happened to us in Stanislaus School and Apostolic Carmel as well. They must have not been aware of the scholarship process, no? But you have to submit it in the school.
Yeah, and
But it's never too late, no? Now you can still give it to them
Yeah.
This
for
year,
this
na,
year.
madam?
For
This
this
year.
year. For this year.
Madam, one more question I have. I have done the income certificate last year, November. So
That
this
is
year, is it
income.
okay? Income
Yes,
certificate.
March. No, this year. Yeah, no, November, no? New.
Yeah, new I have done. Okay, okay.
Yes. Till November, it's 1 year, no? But till March 31st is a cut-off date.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, madam.
Welcome.
Rita ma'am, is St. Andrew College registered? With,
Yes, St. Andrew's College is registered.
Thank you.
Yeah. We had done 2 students of St. Andrew's last year.
I'll be needing your help when I'm filling up the form.
Sorry?
I'll be needing your help when I'm filling up the
Yes,
form.
of course, I'm ready to help. No problem. Because I have the form scan copies as well, but I don't know whether you all will be able to view it. So that is the reason why I'm not showing. Like even when you're filling up the form, you have to be very careful how you fill up the forms, especially the income form in Marathi and domicile form. You need to fill it in English, but you have to be very careful. I have scanned and kept. In case if which parish you're from?
St. Teresa's Bandra.
St. Teresa's Bandra. So any of the unit member, no, I will give them the copies. You can take their help.
Okay.
Because we have about 14-15 pages.
So then income tax is given in English by the corporator. So I have to, is that to be in Marathi only or it has to be in English?
No, that corporator's letter is different.
Huh.
And the income certificate is different.
No. But he doesn't have, the uncle doesn't have an income. So he's taken it from the corporators because he's working locally over there.
Corporator's letter is only required when you don't have a salary certificate or salary slip from the company.
No, he's not working on a regular basis. Her uncle, the child's applicant's uncle. But the child doesn't have a parents, right?
Okay.
So his uncle is taking care of it, and he's not a proper regular worker. So he works here and there, So he got a letter last year from the corporator, Mrs.
Last
Zakaria.
year, no? Last year.
No, this year I'm taking a fresh one again.
Yes, you need to take a fresh salary.
Yes.
Salary certificate from the corporator.
Yes, that I'll be doing it next week.
Yeah. And you have to submit the original salary certificate at the time when you're filling up the form and submitting at the income at the Talati office. They will not take Xerox.
No, but we have already got the domicile certificate with us.
No, domicile is not for this. Income certificate is different, no? If you have the domicile, no problem. But for income certificate, you have to attach the salary certificate from the corporator.
Okay. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Any other question?
Hello, Rita. This is Maria here.
Yes. Yes,
I
Maria.
just need to ask, just need to inquire now, since all this work has been done at the school level and the Talati level, and when they're submitting in the school, and if they're not aware of this grant, then how do it work? Yeah.
Yes, so that is where most of the times we get stuck because many of the Catholics, they don't take the facility of these scholarships.
Because awareness is not there. I am very thankful to you. You are bringing a lot of awareness. I'm really thankful to you and Lawrence. Actually doing a lot of good work, but at the same time, even if we want to bring awareness, I think we need to bring, and can't we write a letter to our cardinal to allow an awareness to be in all schools and colleges which are at least run by Catholic institutions?
Yeah.
That would be better, because all the challenges are so much, and the times ahead and challenges will double. So if something could be done, it would be really grateful. And Bombay Catholic Sabha, I salute you.
Yeah.
So it would be really nice.
Yeah. Actually, how we work things. At the beginning, we help the students and parents to fill up the form, to do the documentation. We went to the Talati, we went to the Tahsildar office. Once these parents and students, they knew how to fill up the forms, they went with the other students. So we build a chain.
Very good. Yes, right.
Yeah. So now, in case if you become expert now in filling up the form and helping the other needy families, God will bless you firstly. And
Yes, yes, we have
secondly,
taken up this, I am from Holy Cross, Kurla. We have taken up this, and our principal
okay.
is always in favor. Father Norbert is always in favor. Father Ryan is in favor. So the entire parish team is in favor, and the women's cell we are part of the women's cell, and we are taking it up. We have
Yes.
taken it up. We will, of course, come and approach you all for all the needs what we need. But I was just thinking if the schools and also the colleges are aware before the students coming would be a great
Correct.
helpful.
Yeah. See, in Bandra also the similar this we faced, no problems we faced.
Yeah, Rita, I would
We
like
faced a similar problem, but we went to the schools and we each one we and it
That's
will
what
be
I'm
very
saying,
helpful.
and we are here to take the task.
Yeah, Rita, can I
Sure, sure.
intervene?
Thank you so much.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So what I would suggest is, now there are parents now. For example, we had one person, Crystal, right? Crystal, when you go to Don Bosco, since you are approaching them, we've got 130 schools, colleges of our archdiocese itself. Plus, there are other minority institutes also where we are approaching. Now, the cardinal has already, informed AB, that all colleges or schools run by our Catholic institution, Catholic archdiocese body should support this. The instructions are already on. Now, if you go, for example, to Don Bosco, Kurla, Technical Institute Kurla, and come to know that, they are not registered, you can A, request them, B is also get that person who is there connected with us. Maybe we can convince them that how it will benefit the entire Christian population at large if they, initiate and get this registered. So, if you all are facing challenges with any Catholic institution, please get in touch with us. Help us connect with the person who is stationed there, so that we can intervene and probably, help him to get his institution registered or enrolled for this.
Yeah, thanks, Lawrence. Yeah, I'm a member of the Salesian also. So I think I will have to talk to my Salesian groups also, so we can cover up all the Salesians school and colleges.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah. So any
Sandy,
other-
what is the last date for submission for this academic year?
So I think we have responded in the chat box. I'll just repeat.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
for example, up to 10th standard, it is 15th of November. For class 11th and 12th, it is 30th of November. And for all
Okay.
professional courses, again, it is 30th of November.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Stanley. Any other query? Okay, seeing none, it's now time for us to actually thank the people behind this entire event, including participants. So I would now request my team member Norbert to propose the vote of thanks. Norbert, over to you. Norbert, you.
Lawrence, Norbert has to
Yeah.
unmute. Norbert, just
Yeah, I'm
before,
on mute.
just before you propose the vote of thanks.
Yeah.
My dear participants, I just want to say something to you. Share with you about Rita. All of us are busy. All of us are dedicated. All of us are extremely involved in this one. Just look at this girl. She is a mother of a very, very young child. And today, I think she has given us a whole lot of information that we would perhaps, in our own this one, making inquiries, visiting the website, visiting Talati, visiting this, that, and all, would have found difficult. I think all of us, need to salute her for her commitment and the dedication that she has shown. Thank you, Rita, for the excellent job. Yeah, sorry, I intervene. Norbert.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Thank you,
And
Rafael.
before
Thank you,
Norbert can chip in,
Advocate.
Norbert, give me a minute. So again, just going forward,
Yeah, go ahead.
Rita is a first-time presenter. I mean, this is the second time in her entire life that she is presenting. She is a person who works behind the scenes. In her own Bandra unit, she has helped a lot of students enroll this. She has gone that extra mile to even go to the Talati office, to the collector's office and process this. That is the reason we felt that she should come and she should also present, because a lot of us can do presentations, but what we cannot do is we are not very familiar with the feet on street. We are not aware about the process. What are the challenges that a person faces when he approaches? So we are so thankful that Rita is here. Back to Norbert.
Thank you, Lawrence. On behalf of Ethics Sabha and Training Forum, I want to thank first Advocate Rafael, our president, for his welcome speech and his motivation to our students for making this scholarship program a challenging one for us, all of us. And the students should take the motivation and go ahead, not for themselves, but to proclaim it to others who are their friends and neighbors. We want to thank our main leader today, Rita Almana, for her presentation. She has really worked hard to put all the information and put a good presentation today as a PowerPoint. She has given a good review of the dominance certificate, the income certificate, and how to fill the forms. She will be available anytime she requires. We are there to help her out. Also, for Rita for her presentation in between. We want to thank our moderator, our vice president, the leader for this unit, for leading us from front. We thank him for his help. We all thank the vice president, Mr. Bento Robo, the executive members, and the unit members for attending this scholarship training program. Last but not least, you students for taking the full charge to come on and work, sitting here right from 7 to 9. This scholarship program. Be sure that we are there to help you anytime what you want, and you can rely on us and do spread the news around for this scholarship program to be taken by every minority units. Thank you very much.
So thank you, Norbert. Thank you for the word of thanks. And if there are any questions, we are open. If not, then we can probably disperse. And we look forward to all supporting us in our future endeavors.
Thank you all and God bless.
Yeah.
Lawrence, just 1 minute. I want
Yes.
to thank Rita personally, because having a small baby and doing all this job, it's really, I bless her and the kids to have a good health.
Thank you. Thank you.
This throws a challenge at all of you who have taken the training today, that you have to go back at the local level and lessen the burden of Rita and all of us in disseminating the information. I'm laughing, but I'm quite serious also, because this is why we conducted this train the trainer on the scholarship issue. Thank you.
Thank you, Advocate.
Will you be sharing the PPT with us? Or?
Yes, yes. So I have written in the chat box. There is an email ID you need to write to. It is
Okay.
okay. 1 minute.
Sorry,
It is BCS.
I'm on my phone, so I didn't see the.
Yeah, it is BCS Careers 2021@gmail.com. If you have received the communication about this webinar, you must have received that email ID also as part of that communication, the earlier communication where you actually registered. So that email ID is there in that communication.
Okay. Thank
Feel free
you.
to contact me in
Thank you.
case you have any queries.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, people. Thank you, colleagues.
And just a last word about Stanley Dikuna. I don't know who is the youngest amongst us, but I think surely say that the eldest amongst us is Stanley Dikuna, who is present and participating as a youngster. Thank you, Stanley.